Morning everybody, welcome back to Life on the Run. I'm just looking out the window and it's not raining, but it's forecast rain all day today and wind. It's quite windy, but it's a lovely view out of this window here. So I don't know if you can see, if I show you it. I don't know. No, you can't see from there. It is a nice view. I'm not bothered whether we're... Pat's not been too good, have you, Pat? No. That injection that she had last Wednesday, it hasn't done her any good. It's... Don't agree with her. Everything they give her to try and bring her sugar down just makes her ill. She's on maximum as much as she can take, I think, aren't you? For this diabetes. Was this injection what last option? And they said they don't know what they're going to do if this didn't work. So,
I'll have to stop eating.
Stop eating. Stop eating.
And just go.
Well, you're already wasting away. You can't really do that. So we don't know what we're going to do we, darling?
No, no.
Yeah.
Can't carry on feeling sick all the time and tired, can you?
No, she's there, look.
Yeah. I'm just going to go in shower.
Yeah.
So, yep.
That's the way things are here.
At the moment. Too cold and windy to go out.
Too cold and windy for Pat. Actually, it ain't cold.
Oh,
it's quite warm, actually.
Is it?
Well, really, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is. But it's the weather. We could walk across to a village from here, but it's too. It will get wet through. It'll rain on us, and I don't think you're feeling much like walking across country in wind.
No.
That's the last thing Pat wants. So, going back to the story, when we were running the gallery, and I used to have Monday off, a chap called Brian had an exhibition at the gallery, and we got quite friendly with him and his wife, and believe it or not, his wife was a stripper and he was a minder, was Brian. And on my days off, we used to go with them all round Leeds and Bradford, and she'd maybe do 2 or 3 in a night, and we finish in early hours at morning, and that's when we used to go to Karachi for a curry, about 2 o'clock in the morning. How times have changed. We couldn't do that. We couldn't do that now, eating a curry at 2 o'clock in the morning. You're no doubt. Well, Wendy will be as old as I am now. Yeah. But anyway, while I was at art college, Melvin came across. Do you remember me talking about Melvin when they were at art college, and me and Melvin had similar taste in music? Well, he suddenly turned up. While I was at art college, he turned up at the gallery. Well, it was no longer the gallery. I closed the gallery down and I was painting in there as well as at college. And he came in a Lotus. I always remember this Lotus because the registration was XTC and it had belonged to the lead singer of XTC, who were a rock band at that time. Don't know if you ever remember XTC. But he turned up, and I looked at this car and Melvin, and I says, what's up, Melvin? You got rich or something? Well, what happened with Melvin was, I mean, last time I saw Melvin, he were in a little scullery house in Leeds, and he'd finished college and he bought himself a piano. But this piano was in a hen hut. I have to say it properly because people don't know what I mean when I say hen hut. So in a hen hut, pronounced all my H's. Covered in bird muck, hen muck. And he got it home and cleaned it up. And he got a piano tuner in to tune it. And this piano tuner told him it was a good piano and it was worth about 80 quid at that time. Well, when you consider, I think he paid a fiver for it. And it made him think, oh, maybe there's some money to be made here. So he decided to start buying and selling pianos. And at one time, he had, in this little scullery house, he had 2 uprights and a grand. It's what hilarious. I think they were eating off at grand, using it as a table. But anyway, what happened was, I don't know how it all happened, but he started exporting pianos to France and Italy. And he was doing really well. He got a warehouse in Leeds, and he's still there now. Best Broad Pianos is still there now. But this was when he just got going, and he was making some brass. And he turned up in this Lotus, and he took me and Pat out for a meal, and he said, I want you to come across to my place. I've got something to show you, and bring them poems of yours with you, because I used to write these poems. And we went across, and he'd bought this house in Roundy, a nice area. And he'd managed to he'd converted this attic room, a big house it was. He'd converted this attic room into a studio, a recording, music studio. He had all sorts of musical instruments and gizmos up there. And he'd got a Richard Lip Grand up there. I don't know how he'd got that up there. But so what you doing here, Melvin? He says, well, just playing, basically. And he said, do you see that bass guitar? There's a bass guitar leant against a wall. I said, yeah. He says, take it home and learn to play it. Just like that. And he says, we're going to make them poems of yours into songs. And I did. I took it home, this bass guitar, and started teaching my son to play it. And one day, there was a lad, he was a lot younger than me and Melvin, walking by what was the gallery in Rodley, and he must have seen, he said he used to watch me drawing through a window, and he saw this guitar leant against the wall and knocked on the door, and turns out this guy's called Dom. He was a lead guitarist, and he wanted to know if we wanted to jam. He wanted to jam with me, and I said, well, I can't play it yet. So we started messing about, and Melvin kept coming across with his keyboards, and we started a band. We got this band together, and these poems that I wrote, that's when we made these poems into songs. Yeah. And eventually we started going on the road together. I think at that time we were called the band Switch. and we started playing in the pubs and clubs round about. And I was still at art college. I was at art college and playing in the band. I mean, maybe I'll tell you a bit more about, well, no, the band, what happened was we needed a drummer, and we'd heard about this guy called Muff, and we went to this pub where he used to go and persuaded him to come, and he'd sold his kit. He didn't have a drum kit. We persuaded him to get another kit and come and join us, which he did. So there were 4 of us then. No, 3 of us. 4. Me, Dom. Oh yeah, me, Dom, Melvin, and Muff. Yeah. And we started gigging. But Brian were more of a rock drummer. And Don were a bit sort of American influenced. And I described the band as being cast adrift on a raft. And Dom and Muff were frantically rowing to America, and me and Melvin were frantically rowing to England. That's how I described us. And, well, we had to split. The inevitable was we had to split. And we did, and it finished up with just me and Mel. We got a drum machine, and me and a TIAC mixing desk, and it had a thing for a tape in it, and me and Mel put a set together of his own. Very eccentric we were, and we started going as a support band, warming audiences up for other bands. And I think we were really interesting. But Melvin were a businessman. He were more interested in the pianos than he was in the band, really. So I'm afraid, well, a really terrible thing happened. This story's getting too long. I'm going to have to leave off it and carry it on another day. All right, I will carry it on another day. Okay, see you later.